Hi, everyone. As we get set up for signing the Paris Declaration, now is the time of the key takeaways. And I have a sort of a list of victims that I want to get through, but no doubt there will be opportunities for other people to speak and perhaps some conversations that might ensue. The first victim is Andre, who very kindly gave us a keynote at the beginning, so I thought it would be appropriate if he had a key takeaway.
Thank you, Don. Je vais commencer en français. Au début, c'était une idée à mon esprit de découvrir ce qui s'est passé ici. Par la suite, j'ai vu la passion des gens, l'intelligence et l'intégrité des gens aussi, et la noblesse des objectifs. Maintenant, il fallait voir comment les choses s'opérationnalisent. Je vois que sur les objectifs et les valeurs, eh bien, cela confirme qu'il s'agit d'une idée intéressante qui a une perspective pour notre société et pour les individus. Perspective aussi pour plusieurs domaines d'intervention, que ce soit le mien en termes de la réglementation professionnelle, qui est plutôt traditionnelle et formaliste, aussi dans le monde de l'éducation historique, habituelle et traditionnelle, mais aussi pour toutes sortes de réalités personnelles, sociales et économiques. Alors, j'ai retenu des éléments qui m'ont rassuré et j'invite cette communauté à continuer à agir, à parler et à créer des événements. Maintenant, j'ai pris la décision, après cet événement, de finalement signer la déclaration parce qu'elle comporte des valeurs, elle comporte des principes et des objectifs qui concordent tout à fait avec le genre d'intervention que je fais dans mon domaine, dans mon milieu, pour le faire évoluer. Et c'est pour ça qu'on fait ça, pour faire évoluer les choses. Merci. En anglais peut-être, mais bon.
Merci bien, Andre. It's great to have you sign the declaration. I'm going to move now to Poland, and we'll hear from Michał Nowakowski.
Oh, hi, everybody. So the same question, no? So we are really happy to be here, and I think two or three things that it's really important for us. We thought that we think about recognition, and we know that it's really, really important. But what we didn't know that we didn't realize that, and it's obvious. It's a pity that we didn't thought about it. That recognition is like fundamental rights of the learner. If you learn something, you do it for a purpose, with a purpose. So if someone don't recognize that you will have learned something, it's useless. So it's really important, right? Too, and then we see many friends from many countries, many projects, and realize also that we have the same problems, the same ideas, the same solution. That many things is important. For example. The Netherlands have the really similar project, and 2 hours it's already running. And the UK it started a really similar project. So yeah, quality assurance, recognition, and friendship, and really good vibe. Whole conference it was really nice time for us. Thank you, you, Don.
Thank you very much, Michał. And now. Further afield, Nerijus from Lithuania, and what's the other place?
Nowadays?
Yeah.
Tenerife.
Tenerife.
Spain. Yes, for me, I can recall the Bologna ePIC, where I joined, I think, for the first time ePIC. And it was a little bit, for me, strange and uncomfortable being from very much non-formal education sector to meet all the people from high profiles and PhDs and industries and so on. I felt a little bit out of a place, but nevertheless, we signed and supported the first declaration. And when even you had a website to really publicly do that, I think it was a good move. And now coming here and seeing updates incorporated in new version, I feel much more in place and seeing that we contributed to some extent to a certain exchange and understanding how learning happens nowadays and how much we need to make a stretch to incorporate all types of learning and represent it and try to work on these power relations we have through education, through industries, to open up doors. So for me, it's really a pleasure to be here and vouch and support, and I encourage everyone to follow.
Well, great. It's great to be working with somebody who drank the Kool-Aid. So I'm going to move over to Canada in a couple of ways here. First of all, Jeff Griffiths, if we can focus on you. Maybe you stand up. That would be good for the camera.
Okay, so
Give the camera. Yeah, okay.
look this
Nice profile. Nice profile.
okay. The first time I came to this conference was was at Bologna. So when we signed the Bologna Declaration, and around that time, myself and some colleagues had been dreaming about a 3D model that connected all of the various competencies across all of the various taxonomies and all of the different industries. And we were like, yeah, that'd be really cool if someday we could do that. And then today, we saw it. It's this close, right? I mean, it's not perfect, but man, are we close. And to think that we've come that far in this short a period of time is amazing. So that's my big takeaway. Like I almost feel like I've seen God today. That being said, the other thing, and it was something that a conversation that Serge and I were having earlier, and we were talking about recognition. And I was thinking about, and also something we were talking about at lunch. Before I came to Paris, I was down in Provence, and I was looking at the Pont de Gaulle, which is a Roman aqueduct. For anybody who's never been down there, that goes, 975 feet out across a valley. It's been standing for 2,000 years, and there's no mortar in the stones. It's all held up by gravity and the expertise of the engineers. Now, I don't have to see the degree of the engineers and the architects and the tradesmen who put that thing together to know that they were competent. The recognition is it's there, it's still there. And so that for me, I mean, think about that. It's this whole notion of recognition comes from observation of what people are actually able to do. I don't have to see the degree. I don't have to know that they studied math and physics and sciences in the state of the art as it was 2,000 years ago to know. These folks knew what they were doing, and if there was a badge for building really cool stuff that lasts, they'd have earned it. That's
Great. Thanks a lot, Jeff. So still within Canada, barely, British Columbia.
Okay, I had a whole list of takeaways.
Stand up so we can get yeah.
Behind me. I had a whole list of takeaways, but maybe I'll just do one. And what I've been coming to this conference for 3 years, and one of the things that I've learned is that I'm a slow learner. And it's taken me a while. Every single year I've really struggled with the idea of open recognition. And this year I'm happy to say that I really finally got it in how it applies to the context in which I work. So there's that. And at the same time, I think the big key takeaway for this year was just the honesty of a collective of people who are recognizing that we're also in a messy middle. And in this messy middle, things may get overcomplicated. And maybe there's a need to also think about simplifying while we're in this stage of messy middle.
Great. Thank you. So I'm going to get more democratic soon, but I have one more person on my list, and that is from South Africa, Herman. Oh, there you are. Sorry, excuse me.
Right, thank you very much. I think I have not heard what everybody said up to now. So I think what I learned is that I confirmed quite a lot of things that I firmly believe in. I firmly believe in micro-credentials and the possibility, specifically in the South African context. So that I got confirmation of. The second thing that I'm going to take with me is that don't start with a thing on a top to bottom approach. Take people with you. Because if you don't take people with you, then you're going nowhere. And maybe a last thing is the whole issue of the just-in-time versus just-in-case type of approach. And I think micro-credentials can do it just for me. So I think that whole notion of the possibility of creating an opportunity for people to upskill themselves and to take them further, and then the whole issue of lifelong learning. I think those are the top few things. Anything else, Caroline, that I missed? Anything? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So, 10 minutes of anarchy. Who wants to speak next? Anyone? Noah? Okay.
I think one of the things that was really tangible for me the last several days is that quality is a top of mind concern for a lot of people. And I think that it's, when that's used as a tactic for deciding what counts, that it's really important that we're aware that we're implicitly wielding not just a choice, but a responsibility, because our choices also determine what does not count. And so whereas recognition has a transformational potential to impact belonging, if we're not careful, it can even more easily be a tool of exclusion.
Wendy.
Thank you. I came with thinking about what's the difference between micro-credentials, digital credentials, recognition evidence, and trying to understand how that all fitted together and had we conflated them and how we could work it out. And a couple of quotes. One that I really liked is that it's not a skills gap, it's a recognition problem. And I thought that was one thing that sums it up. So, and another one was that education is defined by the educator, but lifelong learning is defined by the learner. And the evidence is mine.
Excellent, thank you. Denis, can I put you on the spot? What's your key takeaway? Big takeaway.
Pour moi, je pense que si je suis venu ici avec des questions, avec un désir sincère de faire une différence au Canada français. Et puis, s'il y a quelque chose que je ramène, c'est des amitiés avec des gens qui ont le désir de nous aider, de s'entraider à mettre ces choses-là en place, rendre visible l'invisible, rendre possible l'impossible présentement dans une francophonie qui est en la recherche de compétences, je ne dirais pas dans la recherche, mais dans la reconnaissance. Je suis venu ici avec l'idée des badges. Vraiment, je repars ici avec l'idée de la reconnaissance, qui est vraiment tout ce qui est en arrière du badge comme tel. Donc voilà, merci beaucoup à tout le monde.
Great, thank you. Melanie at the back?
I was very pleased to be here for the first time and to be with what I see as a very like-minded group of colleagues. ACRO has been very focused on making learning more mobile, and that has been the theme of our work over the last 2 years or so. And this conversation, the conversations I had this week have solidified for me the separation between what we call or how we package the learning and the learning itself. And it really has solidified for me that it doesn't matter what we call it, because the process of recognition and then translation into a pathway should be the same for all kinds of learning. If we're going to be equitable, there might be tactics we might apply differently, but the philosophical principle is the same, and we should stop worrying about what we're calling it and agreeing on the definitions of what we're calling it. So,
Great, thanks. Maxine?
Kia ora. What have I taken away? That any great movement has a coalition of like-minded individuals on the same frequency, and there is a generosity of spirit that exists in this forum that will enable a global movement to enable change for the communities that we serve.
And over to Simone.
Thanks for putting up the declaration. So,
Yeah, good.
my question always goes back to: do we need another declaration? But then we worked on another one. So this is a call out for anyone who wants to help me build a mythology for this declaration. I want to go deeper and more expressive. I'd like to create a set of symbols for each of the principles. I would invite my friends that are expert in the indigenous way of knowing to help me do this. So I would like to give it another shape, maybe one that goes even deeper to what we see. So, and then we might even call it something else.
Cool. Jeremy?
One of the things I'm taking away as a newbie to the group is that the pie, if you will, the pie analogy, there are so many people here who are working for a specific audience, a specific people, a specific profession, a specific organization. And sometimes we can get caught up in the bigger reach. Are we being enough to enough people in enough places and enough spaces? But the reality is, if we respect each other in the ecosystem and that you're following a trusted process and you're doing your best with your best intent for those people, then I can just acknowledge that. When they get to my door, when they get to my process, I can accept that that professional body had the best intention in mind. That community leader had the best intention in mind. That academic institution had the best in mind. And so I'm going away with a bit of camp euphoria because we all believe what we believe now, but I've got to go back into other markets that don't know it's okay to not have to be everything to everyone, and you're not going to close. You're not going to go bankrupt. You're not going to fall apart. We can be focused and we can be intentional, and other parts of the ecosystem will come and play with us.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. I've talked Taylor into saying something.
Being voluntold is the best. So one of my key takeaways is I'm reminded of one of my favorite quotes, and that is journey before destination. And it's been great to be here to see the journeys that all of you all are on around open recognition, digital credentialing, and adoption of learning and employment records. And this has been a fun journey for us at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation. And as we continue our journey for this digital transformation of the talent marketplace where all learning can count, we just want to make sure that everyone knows we're happy to be supportive in any way possible. So as you're looking for partners or tools or resources, don't hesitate to bug us. It's not bugging us. We want to make sure that our tools are readily available for everybody, and share your lessons learned with us so that we can improve and iterate and continue to grow. So just thanks again for Don and Serge for the opportunity to partner with ePIC this year, and it's been a great experience for my first time.
It's been great to have you guys here. Okay, so Nan Travers was been to a few of these.
Thank you, Don. So I think what is a takeaway for me is that as we move our work forward, and we're thinking about this from the concept of being open, that as soon as we start to codify and create systems and frameworks and tools, that we start to close the system down. And so we really need to keep fresh in front of us the concept of what this declaration is actually saying, and what does it mean to be open, and how do we keep inclusion as a primary piece of this. And that doesn't mean that we don't create systems and that we don't create tools and we don't create processes and policies, because we need that. But at the same time, we have to constantly think about who are we excluding by trying to include.
Great, thank you. So that ISO thing is very exciting, but some dangers there. That's great. So thank you very much, everyone. I think we're ready for the big ceremony.
Yes, and first of all, I would like to thank all the participants who came to this conference. I think it's the first time we have more than 150 participants. So it's a sign that recognition is a topic. Serge, you want to say something about the conference, this 22nd edition?
It's 22nd edition, and 2016 when Bologna with the Bologna Declaration for Open Recognition, and this year we have the Paris Declaration, and I think we had a few signatories, for a few hundred signatories for the Bologna Declaration. We hope we have maybe thousands of signatories for the Paris Declaration. I think we've made a big transition since that time. So I think we should thank all the people who have made this conference possible. I think we need to thank our sponsors.
Our sponsors, yes, le Ministère du Travail, US Chamber of Commerce Foundation, Instructure, Open Batch Factory, Prosotif, AFDAS, Espace Mendes France, Orca, Awero Brevet, CanCred, National Committee of Actors of Digital Badges, and Acteurs de la Compétence. Thank you for giving an applause to our sponsors.
Because it's a self-financed conference. So without the sponsors, you would have to pay €1,000 to be part of the conference or more. So this is the only way we can keep the price of the conference at an acceptable price. We want to thank the translators, the interpreters. I think they did a great job.
Great job. Amazing.
And the technicians.
Yes.
And the technicians. And just before you are going to sign manually the declaration, we invite you to sing with us. Try to sing, okay? It's a karaoke version. And after the song, it's about 2 minutes and 50 seconds, you will be invited to sign over there on the table the declaration. Okay for you? So do we have sound?
Yo, we're in Paris, city of lights, but let's shine a light on what's right. Beyond diplomas and degrees, recognize talents that the eye sees. From the streets to the stage, every skill's a page. In the book of life, let's engage. Sign the Paris Declaration, hear the call. Quality of recognition for one and all. Join the movement, make it loud. In Paris, we stand proud. Not just papers or certifications. Let's honor diverse creations. From graffiti artists to tech innovators, every talent's a game changer. Paris Conference, let's unite for a future that's bright. Sign the Paris Declaration, hear the call. Quality of recognition for one and all. Join the movement, make it loud. In Paris, we stand proud. Yo, it's time to break the mold. Recognize the stories that need to be told. From the dancers on the Seine to the poets in the park. Every voice matters, let's ignite the spark. Crafting futures with our hands and our minds. In the city of art, let's leave no one behind. So let's celebrate the makers, the dreamers, the doers, the unsung heroes, the everyday pursuers. From Montmartre to the Marais, let's spread the word wide. In this movement for change, let's stand side by side. Paris, we're rising, let's lift each other high. With a chorus of talents, reaching sign the Paris Declaration, hear the call. Quality of recognition for one and all. Join the movement, make it loud. In Paris, we stand proud. Not just papers or certifications, let's honor diverse creations. From graffiti artists to tech innovators, every talent's a game changer. Paris Conference, let's unite for a future that's bright. Sign the Paris Declaration, hear the call. Quality of recognition for one and all. Join the movement, make it loud. In Paris, we stand proud. Yo, it's time to break the mold. Recognize the stories that need to be told. From the dancers on the Seine to the poets in the park, every voice matters, let's ignite. That's
Okay.
Thank you.
And thank all of you for coming here and making this such an awesome, awesome conference. Right. Give yourselves a hand. Come on. So do we have Sharpies in the back? Yes, Sharpies in the back. Okay, so we'll form a queue. Let's do it.
Let's do it.